Hey, what's up everybody? This is Alex Molina93 here. Today is going to be my reaction to Angry Video Game Nerd Castlevania Part 1 Episode 79. And this was requested by the return of Game 1 Music HD. So a big shout out to you, buddy. So without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3. How the castle and the moon looks everything black and white. Like the older movies. Nice artwork though.
Time for Halloween again. Now this time,
even though it's still February.
I'm going back to one of my favorite video game franchises, Castlevania. It never stops. The same way Dracula keeps getting resurrected, I keep finding these games just creeping into my subconscious. The same way the Belmont family has to keep putting evil back in its place, I'm cursed to keep doing game reviews and constantly mentioning Castlevania.
Say from the Castlevania, kind of reminds me of a Castlevania. It's like in Castlevania. So once again, it's like Castlevania.
Yeah, you mentioned Castlevania a lot.
I talk about it all the fucking time. So what the hell? Let me just get it all out. This is going to be a
Castlevania's
big-ass
a great
Castlevania
franchise
marathon with my own perspective. This is Castlevania, how I remember it.
It's the Nintendo age. I'm sitting on my ass playing Super Mario Brothers when my cousin comes over and says, "You want to play Castlevania?" Instantly, it triggered images of Dracula in my mind and of all the frightening horrors that lurk in the dark. We popped that evil son of a bitch in the Nintendo and bam!
Yeah, classic.
Oh shit.
I mean, it's a classic game.
What can you say? It's side-scrolling 2D action at its finest. Now keep in mind, NES was in its early years, so I was still getting used to games that consisted of more than one screen. When I got to the giant bat, I thought it was Dracula, but nope, just the first level boss. I still had a whole game ahead of me.
Yeah.
Not only is it a culmination of our classic gaming sensibilities, but of all the horror cliches. We have mummies, hunchbacks, and the Frankenstein
Oh yeah,
monster
those things are so annoying. The
It also
hunchbacks.
reminds me of the Hammer horror films with all its gothic scenery, and it draws from Greek mythology too, like the Medusa. Even the Grim Reaper makes an appearance. Death himself takes orders from Dracula.
This game is simply a masterpiece. I love it.
I mean, I agree, it's a great game. But that gets annoying. Whenever you get hit, you step back. It gets challenging, alright.
Well, I never said it would be easy.
Yeah. And the music is very catchy though. Very iconic.
I am prepared to talk about the more frustrating aspects of the game, but first I want to discuss the more quirky moments, just those funny fantasy video game elements that are usually taken for granted. One thing I never understood, after you defeat a boss, an orb comes down and you have to touch it. What's the point? Couldn't the next level just start right away? Why do I have to touch an orb? And besides, what the fuck is an orb anyway? Just a glowing ball?
Just to replenish your health?
Another thing I want to know is, who is the architect for this castle? All these blocks and staircases have no rhyme or reason. How about all these candles? They're everywhere. But the Simon Belmont, that's common. You see a candle, you whip it, and hearts come out.
Well, you collect them.
If I were to whip a fucking candle, would hearts come out? I'd like to know.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
In most games, hearts replenish your health.
Better be careful with the candles.
They're basically ammunition for whatever weapon you're holding.
Yeah, never do that.
In the second game, the hearts are currency. So in a nutshell, the hearts in Castlevania games are anything but health. The only thing that replenishes your health are food that Simon conveniently finds in the walls. I always thought it was a roasted turkey or a carved ham right out of a Tom and Jerry cartoon. However, the instruction manual says that it's a pork chop.
Okay.
Well, that's a
I like
pretty
pork
big
chop.
pork chop. Who cooked it anyway and hid it in the fucking wall? And if you were Simon Belmont, would you eat an old pork chop that you found in a wall? It must be fucking dirty.
Imagine that in real life.
I do have
Heck
to
no.
say that would be convenient
But
if all I had to do
since
was
this is
whip
just
the
a
wall
video
when I
game,
was
so
hungry.
it doesn't make sense.
If this wall would break it. There's a
no
fucking
logic.
pork chop in this wall. I would so eat it.
A video
Now
game
let's talk
logic,
about
I
the
could say.
difficulty. I don't think anyone would deny this is one of the hardest games ever made. And it's all because of one simple problem. When Simon gets hit, he jumps back.
Yeah,
You could have full health, but just because there's a pit behind you,
you better be
you're
careful
dead.
with that.
It's a severe handicap that fucks up the entire game and the rest of the series. Then there's certain enemies that just piss the shit out of me. There's
Yeah,
hunchbacks
the ghosts
that jump
and
all over the
hunchbacks.
place. I used to think they were monkeys. And
Yeah,
then, of course, there's
when
those
I
enemies
used-
that just fly across
When I
the
played it
screen,
at first, I
like
thought
the
they were
Medusa
monkeys as
heads
well.
And the bats. The hardest part in the entire game, besides Dracula, is the hall right before the Grim Reaper.
The
You
knights.
have Medusa heads coming at you from both directions, and two knights throwing axes at two different altitudes. I mean, look at the pattern going on here. Anything that hits you drains a quarter of your health, so that means 4 hits and you're dead. Oh, but the knights take 9 hits. 9 fucking hits. You can't even concentrate on attacking them because you're too busy dodging Medusas. But you can't dodge the Medusas because you're too busy dodging the axes. But you can't dodge the axes because you're trying to hit the knight. But you can't hit the knight
Yeah,
because
and the
game's driving you
Medusas
fucking
keep
crazy.
annoying you.
It's
Yep.
like a test. It's a test to the shit.
Tested it. Shit.
When you get to Dracula, don't even bother fighting him until you stock up on hearts. Go back down the steps, come back up, and all the candles are back. Rinse and repeat. This is extremely tedious, and nobody feels like doing it, but if you want to stand any chance against Dracula, you're gonna have to. Dracula
Yeah, I
may
agree.
not seem so bad at first, especially after you send his fucking head to the moon. But then,
Oh
my
yeah,
God.
I do remember that part.
What in the unholy name of ass is this fuckness? Oh wait,
Well-
that's not a word? Well, it should be. So you fight the evil cookie monster. Your health is never replenished, so this whole thing is like an endurance round. If you took one single hit on Dracula, I say your chances against the cookie monster are up a rat's ass.
Yeah, you need a lot of patience to defeat the final boss. Here we go. Almost.
Yeah, it took me 20 years, but I finally got this game beat. Your mother!
Yeah.
And you still gotta get the orb?
You motherfucker.
Oh, you're gonna replenish my health right after I beat the game? Thank you so much.
Well, it doesn't make sense, but oh well.
Dracula's castle crumbles.
Since
and
you
then
beat the
come
game anyway.
credits. Trans Fisher? It reminds me of Terrence Fisher, the director of many of the Hammer horror films. That's a funny coincidence. Oh wait, Bram Stoker? Like Bram Stoker, the author of Dracula? Well, Christopher B?
Is it a joke?
I think it's just
I
a
don't get
parody.
it. Are they saying Christopher Lee is like a bee? No, it can't mean that. This is probably just a series of strangely coincidental typos. Belo Lugosi, Boris Karloff's, they're just fucking around. Love Cheney Jr., Mick Shrex,
Yeah, I
Green
think they were just
Stranger?
joking on the credits.
Is this supposed to be funny?
I don't know.
Like just to take a celebrity's name and change it around? That's like if
Just
I
to
took
make
the
you
name
chuckle, I guess.
Steven Spielberg and call him Steven Gielberg. Like that's not funny. That's kindergarten level. No, kindergarten students don't find that funny. Aliens don't find that funny.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that's Castlevania for you. Good game, but holy fuck is it hard. Now,
Yes.
I promised we're going to plow through the rest of them. All the old school Castlevania games. The ones that I grew up with.
Is this from Castlevania 2? Oh yeah, Simon's
Not
Quest.
that one. Next on our list is Castlevania 3, which in many ways is the true follow-up.
You're trying to skip Castlevania 2.
No, I
And
already
the
reviewed
game-
that game. So anyway...
The game wants you to review it.
No.
Again.
Stop. Stop.
Stop. Well, you gotta do it. Oh well. To be continued. So there you go, guys. That is my reaction to Angry Video Game Nerd Castlevania Part 1, Episode 79. A good episode, actually. What can we say about Castlevania 1? I mean, it's a classic game. It's a great game. But it gets very challenging while you play it. And of course, some of the enemies are very annoying, like the hunchbacks, the bats, and the medusas as well. I do agree on that. You need a lot of more patience when it comes to the challenge. Other than that, it's a great game. What can we say? There's nothing wrong with Castlevania except that it is challenging and some of the enemies can be annoying. And that's about it. And I did enjoy some of the funny moments, like when he hit the candles with the whip and he set up the fire on the floor and the magazines were there on fire. I'm so looking forward to see his other episodes of Castlevania games. I really did enjoy this episode and hope you guys did enjoy it as well. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you want to check out Cinemassacre, Angry Video Game Nerd, and the episode, I'll put the links in the description below, and better subscribe to him. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos to come for you guys to enjoy. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and a like button below. And comment in the section below, what do you guys think about Angry Video Game Nerd Castlevania Part 1 episode? Do you like it or not? It is your choice. So, thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Peace. Just like that.